Hello internet! It's Monday and it's freezing, and so as you can see, I've got some noodles set up to keep me warm. By the way, odd question about these. Do we call these kinds of noodles ramen or just men? I've seen both terms used, but which is more appropriate? So anyway, noodles are too good. I'm gonna move that out of the way. Anyway, as promised, I am bringing you footage from Vivid Sydney 2012. The highlight, of course, of every Vivid festival is that they turn the Opera House into a giant canvas on which to paint whatever they want to paint on. The Museum of Contemporary Art has also been turned into a giant canvas, and so has the Customs House. Unfortunately, on the day me and Megan decided to go there, which was yesterday, it was raining. Let me try and clarify this. If you live in the UK, you know exactly what I'm talking about. As for those who live in drier regions and don't know what that's like, here's a quick little experiment to do. Stand under your shower, turn on the cold water all the way to maximum, and then stand under it for about 15 minutes. That's what it felt like. Except we were standing under the rain for about an hour. Thankfully, we had the handy-dandy clear umbrella so we could actually see the displays even though we were walking around in the rain. But two things were against us. One, it was windy, and two, it was cold. And so as a result, my precious winter jacket is still waterlogged. The consolation in this, of course, is that I end up using my Pokemon League jacket, which isn't all too bad. Yeah, this isn't the Pokemon League jacket. You may have seen me wearing the International Pokemon League jacket before, just go back a few videos. Thoughts about the Vivid Festival? I really like the art style they used for the Customs House projection. For some reason, it reminded me of SimTown, which is like the kids' version of SimCity. Very colorful, very stylish, quite quirky. And the projection at the Museum of Contemporary Art, oh boy, what to say about that one. I think I like that the most. It's really colorful, it's really vivid. You know, like the festival. Colors all around, showing, showering everywhere. It was fun to look at, even though you were shivering in the cold of a winter's night in Sydney. But the projection on the Opera House this year leaves a lot to be desired. Maybe I'm not getting the subtleties of the entire design, but I'm willing to forgive myself because it was raining buckets and it was freezing. So basically a lot of what it was just this guy and this girl doing movements on the sails of the Opera House. Although I've got to give them credit for making the sails of the Opera House billow like they're being fluttered in the wind. And there's this thing the projection does where a hand goes through and runs down as if it's a shower curtain. Pretty impressive. Well, actually, it would have stayed impressive if it wasn't for the fact that we went into all of this really subtle stuff. To their credit, it's not easy to pull something like that off, so massive kudos to everybody responsible for Vivid Festival. I can't wait to see next year's stuff. But the best story of the night is reserved for when we got back to the station to wait for our train, because on platform 4 of Sydney Terminal, there was a steam train. Not just any old steam train. This locomotive actually serviced the Sydney-Newcastle lines until the 1960s. And yeah, it's pretty much a restored steam train, but it looked pretty much like it did when it was in working order. I mean, there was a fire in the furnace. It was designed to keep the thing in running order. It just had this really cool, evocative, romantic image. Here we are in the platform late at night, and the rain's beating down, and there is this dark maroon steam train, and all of this boiler smoke is coming out. It's really cool. Now it comes as no surprise, I am a giant rail fan, so finding this little gem after the slight disappointment of watching the Opera House sales at Vivid was a godsend. Hopefully I can take you on more rail journeys next time. That's it for my video today, guys. You shall see me on Wednesday. Thanks for listening. See ya! Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do as soon as this video's over.